Ngiyabonga, brothers and sisters, for subscribing to this channel. Hey, umuntu ngabantu. Thank you to my 51 subscribers. Today I woke up and I go to YouTube and I see 51 hoping subscribers in less than 1 week. Thank you so much, 51 subscribers. I love you. Let us make this circle bigger and let us make this family grow. Guys, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2022. You have made it. Whoop whoop. Let us thank God that we are alive in 2022. Something that most of us did not even guess that we will be here today. Simply because 2020 to 2020 to 2021 has been so rough. We have seen people dying left, right, and center. Our loved ones, people that we know, famous people, rich people, healthy people. People have died, guys, of something that we don't even know where it came from. Well, literature reveals that it came from China, but certainly we really don't know where COVID came from and what is COVID exactly. But today I am not there. Guys, we have made it. Today is the 1st of January, and being the 1st of January, it simply means that a lot of people always plan and always have certain resolutions at the beginning of the year. But the topic that is close to my heart today, and there's something that I want us to talk about, is the fact that as unyaka uqala, we have expectations, especially me being an academic. We know the first thing that we expect as an academic, all institutions of higher learning are flooded with a number of matriculants applying for studying certain courses within our institutions. Why is this topic so close to my heart? Simply because this thing pains me each and every year. We see abazali holding their children with their hands, dragging them to the institutions of higher learning to study something. But the question is, this kid that you are dragging into the institution of higher learning, does he or she really want to study whatever that you are forcing her to study? Today, I want to speak to both parents and the learners that will pass Matric in the next couple of days as we are going to receive Matric results. Number one, Bazali. Let me start with the elders. Parents, we do frustrate our children. We do put our children under pressure unnecessarily. The pressure that we put our children through is the same pressure that make these kids to be so suicidal, because they want to make you proud. They don't want to fail you. They want to be whatever you want them to be in life. But what about them? Do they want to be what you want them to be in life? Have you sat down with your child and find out, my baby, when you finish Matric, what is it that you want to do? What are your first 3 options? What is it that you see yourself doing and you think that you can make a living and be happy when you are working in that environment and you continue to grow in that field? We don't do that as parents, I must say. A lot of parents leave their dreams of their kids. Because when you were growing up, you wanted to be a scientist, you wanted to be a lawyer, you wanted to be a pilot. Now the poor kid is going to suffer izono zakho, uzothwala amacala wakho umntana. Wena somfakile ipressure ukuthi akahambe ayokwenza lento wena owawufisa ukuba yiyo empilweni yakwehlula. Can we stop doing that? We are frustrating abantwana. And we drive these kids ukuthi babe suicidal. We drive these kids ukuthi bavume umntana avuma athi, okay fine mama, I'm going to do whatever that you want me to do. Okay dad, I'm going to do whatever you want me to do. But makafika lapha vele aziphuzela utshwala agruve ekhempasini ayiququde imali yakhe ayiqede. Mawuthi phapha iphelile imali, umuntu asimazi ngisho kumazi thina eklasini as academias, as in the people who are working in these institutions of higher learning. You know guys, I've worked in the institutions of higher learning all my life, ever since I started working at the age of 22. My first job that I landed was in the institution of higher learning. I never looked back since then. The time I tried to do something different, where I found myself applying for a managerial position in some company, private company, that I won't even mention what were they all about, I only lasted 2 weeks. Why? Because that was not me. It was not my calling. It was not something that I would like to see myself doing. But I just wanted to do it because I just wanted to try something new, something different. But trying something different, is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. But the mere fact remains that it was just not me. So I went back to my calling, because working for our institutions of higher learning is a calling for me. I don't even want to count the number of departments in the institutions of higher learning that I've worked in. You know, I'm just a typical academia. I'm a true academic. We see these things happening. Abantwana bafike bebanjwe ngezandla kuthiwa register le yenza le, hayi uyaqualifya le. But what about the kid? Let us stop frustrating these kids. I am preparing umzali today. I am preparing a learner today that is going to pass Matric next week. Ukuthi learner, there are 3 things that you must understand. Is that number 1, failing Matric is not the end of the world. Don't kill yourself, my baby. The thought of killing yourself should be something that is not even on your mind, you know, because there is so much that you can do after Matric if you have failed. I will explore the options that you can actually do in the next videos. And secondly, those who will pass Matric, compare your results to what you actually wanted to do from the beginning when you have applied last year. What is it that you wanted to do? Did you wanted to do something that you wanted to do because it's something that you were passionate about, or you wanted to do it because you hate ukuthi kuthiwa le inemali, kuthiwa le mawenza le iyakhokhela, kuthiwa le mawenza yona ngeke ushode ngomsebenzi? So take your results, actually compare them to that thing that you wanted to do, but your first option should be something that you know that you are good at. There are always 2 or 3 things that ozaziyo ma umuntu ukhula nje uphila ukuthi uyazazi ukuthi I'm talented in this, I'm good at this, I'm good at this. Even the teachers in high schools will also give you this direction ukuthi wena you are good at this. So you will have a clue ukuthi yini kahle kahle engakuphilisa without frustrating you. Yini i-career and a profession ongayifundela and know ukuthi you'll be studying something that you know ukuthi as much as uyifundele lento, but at the same time you will also enjoy working with it. Okay? And thirdly, now that you have passed, you've got your 5 distinctions, do not fall under the pressure of your parents, of other people who are going to tell you, go and do this because you have passed well. Do lento le, do what wena self you want to do, and you know that you will be happy when you are doing that thing. Because kukaningi, a number of times we find these students who have passed so well in the institutions of higher learning, but umntwana makaseka klasini, you find that this kid is struggling. Why is the kid struggling? Because the results are good. The kid is not struggling because of not understanding what is actually going on in the class. The kid is struggling because he or she was forced to do something that he or she doesn't like doing. Some will tell you, most will find out ukuthi lo mntana is capable. You look at the statement of results or the matric results or the matric certificates. When you go back to the records, when you are really somebody that is passionate and that really cares about their students, you'll dig deep to find out what is making this child to behave this way, because you can actually we assess them. You know, as we assess them in class, we can actually see ukuthi lo is capable but uyadlala, lo is capable but akekho serious, but lo is capable but there's some distraction that are here and there, and you worry because the thing about us who are in the institutions of higher learning is the fact that you find that a lecturer will not only become a lecturer. It's not enough to stand in front of the student and just teach theory and just teach practical modules or whatsoever, but you find that you stand in front of the kids, you become a friend, yes, you become a sister, yes, you become a mother, yes, you become a psychologist sometimes, and at times you find yourself even becoming a lot of other things that you're not even aware of. Some of the things that you cannot even put a name on it. What have I become? Just because of a student. You know, you become that umalusi alright, ozaziyo zonke izimvu zakhe ukuthi izimvu zami ziyi-50, and when there is one that is missing, I must leave the 50 and go find the one that is missing. Okay, so bazali ngiyanicela labantwana abazothola ama-matric results next week, ngicela ningaba-frustrate, ngicela ningabafakeli pressure. Hlalani phansi nabantwana nikhulume nabo, nibezwe ukuthi yini bona abathanda nabafuna ukuyenza nabacabanga ukuthi bazoba good kuyona. This will eliminate a situation of a highest number of graduates that we have each and every year that graduate in our institutions of higher learning, but all of these graduates are sitting at home and have no job. My advice to matriculants: 1, you fail, there is life after failing matric. You've got options. Life moves on. You don't die, you don't roll down and pretend to be dead just because you have failed matric. But what do? You wake up, you pick yourself up, brush yourself up, forget what other people are saying, and weigh your options. And the very first best option that I always advise, go and improve your matric. You have passed your matric. Hooray! Well done. Congratulations to you. You have done a great job. What now? Compare your results, convert them into points. In all institutions of higher learning in South Africa, we use a point system. Even overseas, we also use point system. Compare and calculate your points and see if whatever that you wanted to do originally qualifies with the points that you want to do. And remember that even if you have passed matric, you can still go and improve. Why are you going to improve? What is the reason that you have to go and improve your matric results when you have actually passed? Simply because you want to do what you wanted to do, not what you qualify for. I don't know if you get the difference. There is doing a course that you wanted to do. There is doing a course that you qualify to do. Do not fall into a state of finding yourself doing a course that you qualify to do, but be wise enough to do a course that you wanted to do. Right? I hope I'm clear. Ake ngisho ngesizulu. Hamba uye e-university uyoyikwenza lento le wena oyifisayo ukuba yiyo empilweni. Ungayi e-university uyokwenza lento le abazothi mebethatha i-statement sakho ba-calculate abathi wena uqualifya ukwenza this module because uphase this kanje. Why are you doing that? You are saving yourself the trouble in the years to come when you graduate. When you graduate and when you have done something that you actually wanted to do, that you are passionate about doing, You will be able, if you don't get a job, you will be able to be, if you have done something that you wanted to do and you are passionate about, you will be able to be creative enough to create your own employment. Meanwhile, if you have gone to the university and do something that you qualified for, you will always be waiting for an employer to come find you and employ you, to come give you an internship and get an opportunity. And how many people will get that opportunity? That's the question. Look at the employment stats in our country. The unemployment rate on its own, the figures, and they are not going down, sadly. They are going up. So when you're going to go into that university and do a degree to add on the statistics of unemployment graduates in this country, instead of going to the university and do something that you like and that you are passionate enough about it, that even when you find yourself not getting employed in a formal sector and you are able to be creative enough to create your own employment because you have done something that you are passionate about. You get me? Yeah. Those are my 3 advices for you. Don't go and do matriculants. 1, failing is not a nice thing, but if you have failed, it's not the end of the world. Don't kill yourself. There are options. Option number 2, you have passed. Take your statement, compare it with what you initially wanted to do, and see if you qualify to do what you wanted to do. Even if you have passed, you can still go and improve your matric results, right? Okay. 3, do not fall into a victim of being forced to go and do something that you do not like just because you have passed so well, and people keep on saying, oh, you have passed so well, you have done so well in mathematics, in science and physics, go and be a doctor, go and be a physiotherapist and whatnot, and all the types of qualifications and degrees that you qualify for. Meanwhile, you know very well that is what is in your heart, because you will be frustrated. And it's another reason we are getting so many dropouts. And my advice to parents today, as we are waiting in anticipation for matric results, stop pushing these kids to live their lives the way you wanted to live yours. Let me repeat myself. Parents, stop putting your children under pressure, your matriculants under pressure, to live the lives that you wanted to live growing up. You are not going to fulfill your dreams through your child, because the reason other children find themselves killing in a suicidal state is because the parents themselves, they put so much pressure, so much such that parents, they want to live their dreams through their children, which is something that is very, very wrong. When you were growing up, a lawyer was a big thing. Being a doctor was a big thing. And you wanted to be a doctor, you wanted to be a lawyer. And now that your kid has finished matric, you are forcing the kid to become a lawyer or a doctor. Why? Have you sat down with the kid and actually find out what is that he or she wants to do? Find a common ground. Some parents even threaten their children. Learners do tell us this, that my father, my mother told me that if I don't want to study and become a lawyer or become a doctor, then I'd rather pack my bags and go. So that is why I'm here. That is why I'm so frustrated in this cause, because this is not what I want. Some children will be smart enough and succumb to this threat or these pressures, and still some they will fail, some they will still do well, even though it's not something that they did not want. But when they go back home and they are finished with their degree, some will be brave enough to say, Mama, Papa, here is your degree, I did this for you. Now let me go and do my own thing. We have seen such cases of a learner that will come, do a course, finish the degree or whatever, 3 years, 4 years down the line, and then the following year they come back. Same learner, they come back and like, but you graduated last year. And they'll say, yes, ma'am, I did graduated, but that degree was for my parents at home. Now I am doing what I actually wanted to do. Avoid that. It's avoidable. Let us make sure that our children are doing what they want to do. Let us make sure that their children are happy with the cause that they are choosing to do without us putting them under unnecessary pressure. And then on the next videos, I am going to tackle everything that has to do with the point system at the universities, things that has to do with the options that you have when you have passed or failed matric, and the tips, just the basic tips on educational matters, things that are actually going to help you to make the right choices. And we are going to have these conversations because it's not only going to end only with education only. Education does not only end about degrees and courses and things like that. It's an all-rounder thing about life in general. There are so many things that we need to educate ourselves on in this lifetime to make this country a better place. We are going to fix the country. Stay tuned to the channel and subscribe to my channel. The name is Zandi, the surname is Mfega, and ngintokazi yasolwandle umalwandle 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 lwandle. Subscribe. Lwandle alwela lwela zinkonjane ezihambela le kude phezulu. Thank you. Mwah. Stay tuned, and thank you so much to my 51 subscribers. Salutes.